Okay, I'm going to go over multiplication for your weekly review sheet. We will be getting into multiplication. We've already been working on memorizing our facts, but we will go into more multiplication in the next 9 weeks. So in our weekly review sheet, you're going to see 3 things with multiplication. You're going to see multiplication as repeated addition, as an array, and in equal groups. Now we've already been working with equal groups on the past week, so we're going to continue to see that. The only difference is we won't be doing groups. We will be doing groups of 10, but then we'll also see it as other facts. So this is the fact I picked. Now this is a review fact. We've already learned our 3s. So we already know this answer is 21. But we're going to pretend we didn't know that answer, and we're going to show this problem as repeated addition. Now, later on we will talk about the commutative property more, and we'll learn that you can switch the order of these factors and it won't change your answer. But for now, we're going to say that this order has to stay. 3 has to go first, 7 has to be my second factor. When you're doing repeated addition, you always want to remember that your first factor is your groups. So it's groups always times what goes in your group. Okay? So our first factor was 3. So that means we're going to have 3 groups. So what I do is I draw 3 blanks. There's my groups. 1, 2, 3. That gets the first factor. My second factor is 7. That's what needs to go in my group. So this is 7, 7, 7. So 3 times 7 looks like 3 groups of 7. That's 7. Oh, sorry, not times. Repeated addition. Sorry about that. So 3 groups of 7 looks like 7 plus 7 plus 7. We have 3 groups of repeated 7s. We know 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 7 is 21. So 3 groups of 7 is 21. And 7 plus 7 plus 7, 3 groups of 7 is also 21. That's repeated addition. Groups, and then what goes in each group. Okay? On an array, your first factor is your rows times what goes in your rows, which makes your columns. So it's rows times columns. Rows comes first. So we have 3 rows. 1, 2, 3 rows. 7 columns. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 3 rows of 7. We count them all up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we know our answer is 21. 3 times 7, 3 rows of 7 is 21. Equal groups. Again, groups come first. Times what goes in your group. So we have 3 groups. 1, 2, 3 groups. What goes in my group? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I count them all up, 7, 14, and that gives me 21. So once again, with multiplication, as repeated addition, your first factor is your groups times what goes in your group. So we have 1, 2, 3 groups of 7. So 1, 2, 3 sevens is 21. As an array, it's rows times columns. 3 rows of 7. So 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. 7 in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Groups equal groups. Groups come first. Groups and then times what goes in your group. We have 1, 2, 3 groups. We put 7 in each group. 7, 14, 21. So on your weekly review sheets, you're going to have questions about these things: repeated addition, an array, and equal groups, which we've been working with groups of 10. So that's kind of a review, except it won't always be tens.